Welcome back folks, my name is LastKnownMeal and today we're going to be reviewing GTA 5 expanded and enhanced, or well, the next gen upgrade for this game, which came out initially in 2013. Now, I entered into GTA Online just out of curiosity because keep in mind, in order to play the GTA story, you have to pay 10 bucks, and because I'm not sniffing glue, I'm not gonna be spending another 10 bucks on a game which I already paid twice for, so that's not happening. But if you do have PlayStation Plus subscription, you're actually able to play GTA Online forever, for as long as you have the PlayStation Plus subscription. Also keep in mind, the game currently on Xbox Series X is 20 bucks, and as I said, on PlayStation 5 is 10 bucks, and the price is going to be returning to 40 bucks after some time. So yeah, this bad boy is gonna be $40 after some time. So let's get into the review itself. So GTA 5 expanded and enhanced, the name that has been changed right now, has been promised to bring a lot of improvements to the game itself, to GTA 5, including better frame rate, better textures, ray tracing and much more. And the first thing I actually did when I entered the GTA is I checked the display settings and what difference does it actually make, because GTA 5 has three graphical settings, that's fidelity, performance and performance ray traced. Now, fidelity is going to be pushing your game at 4K and is going to be giving you the most quality out of every single one of these settings, where actually like the textures in the back are going to be a lot sharper. And not just that, but when you're driving, the textures and the overall look of the map and the world around you is not going to break, so it's going to maintain a certain quality. Downside, it's only 30 frames. Yes, I'm not joking. Now, if we go to performance mode, ray trace, that's going to be giving you a lot more frames, and of course with 60 frames you also get a much smoother experience. Overall, the quality gets lost a little bit, not too much to the point where I would play fidelity mode because of graphics. Honestly, doesn't make that much of a difference. Only thing which does actually change is that obviously some of the textures, especially if you're driving fast or if you're just turning around, are going to be somewhat in a lower quality, but not to the point where you're going to heavily notice that as you're playing throughout the game. And when it comes to ray tracing here, it's quite weak in my opinion. I think that so far they have been just using ray trace shadows, maybe some ray trace reflection, but it's not going to be that full ray traced feeling that you kind of think it's going to happen. So it's not going to be a drastic change where everything is going to be looking like crazy new or crazy next gen. It's gonna be looking better, especially if you're playing on PC. You're not going to see any noticeable difference, but overall, like the graphics, there is some improvements. Obviously you can see from the textures and how the game looks overall, especially benefiting in some small areas when it comes to ray tracing, but it's honestly very lazy and weak if you ask me when it comes to that. So the graphics themselves are not going to be anything crazy. They're gonna look better, but that's about it. There are some new additions to the game, like for example, when you're shooting the glass of the vehicle itself, you're going to see some of the glass particles actually just go everywhere. Obviously this effect is going to disappear after a few seconds. And when it comes to smoke effects and fire effects, this has seen a little bit of an improvement, because right now you can actually see that there is actual smoke going out from a burning car, so it looks a little bit better on that front. But everything else honestly is pretty much the same when it comes to quality, especially looking at everything else, because when it comes to animations, when it comes to new features, it's pretty much not there, especially because you're not gonna be getting any new stuff from GTA Online into GTA single player. So you're not gonna be getting cars from GTA Online, you're not gonna be getting anything. The single player experience as is when it comes to features and everything else, which it has, pretty much stayed the same. Obviously online is gonna see a few new cars if you're playing on PlayStation that you can buy. They're just reskins honestly. Also at the same time they added a few new paint jobs, and that's about it when it comes to that. Also obviously on PlayStation, if you take a actual like advantage of this controller, the adaptive triggers are going to mimic the gunshots, and they're going to mimic how the car drives, so it's going to have some sort of a feedback here, which honestly, I'm gonna be honest, when it comes to driving, when it comes to shooting, it's a little bit better, especially when it comes to driving. Adding gas and braking with these things, because it gives you a little bit of resistance, is much better than it was before. So from that, you know, perspective, like the game, yes, it feels a little bit better, but honestly, it doesn't feel that big. It doesn't feel like the change that a lot of people were expecting. It doesn't feel like a huge change, especially coming from a small indie company being Rockstar, you know, which doesn't make any money, you know, so it's expensive for them to actually do that, you know, so they had to take this route, which is just not much in my opinion. It's not like really, like this is pretty much the same as it was. Especially here, if you look at the close-up of people, like for example, you can see the both every change that I made into the game. So you have performance, ray trace performance, and fidelity. When it comes to people themselves, like it pretty much stayed the same. No change when it comes in texturing that much. When it comes to that, there has been some upgrades, obviously, like the textures themselves are going to be sharper, but that's about it. So far, one of the two biggest differences that I'm trying to figure out what it actually does is the difference between performance and ray trace performance. I try changing like the difference, there is difference, but it's incredibly hard to notice here. And that's one of the things which was kind of bothering me because, you know, it's those two options are pretty much the same. Good thing is they kind of lowered the resolution and quality of ray tracing, so you can have it in 60 frames, but even without it in just a performance mode, like the difference is not going to be huge. One of the things I did notice though is that I had a little bit more cars on the road, but I don't know, that could be just situational due to the time of the map, but yeah. When it comes to load times in this game, I think it's a little bit faster than it was before. I mean, not a little bit, a lot faster than it is actually on PC if you're trying to go into GTA Online. But when it comes to GTA Online experience, it's gonna be pretty much the same. The first thing that I heard when I entered GTA Online is a 5-year-old actually yelling into the microphone, so it's... But of course you can enter the join only friends session or just go to a little bit of a secluded private session if you don't want to listen to that, because obviously, yeah, when it comes to GTA 5, it's still a huge kids fest. But yeah, overall, I don't know, it's I expected more, honestly, because if they really wanted to expand this game and enhance it properly, I think they could have done a bigger job overall, which would kind of... It would also like say to people, alright, spending 40 bucks on this is worth it, but spending 40 bucks again on this, again and again and again after all of those re-releases, I don't know, I just don't feel like it. And I don't know, it just feels like they took the bare minimum of actually upgrading just so they could sell more. Just so they can milk more money. This should have been a free upgrade because most of the money they make anyway is from shark cards, sadly, but it's just a fact. So it feels to me that this upgrade, if you already have like a PlayStation 4 and Xbox Series X version, should have been free or at least stayed $10 throughout like the entire time. But going back to the same price, I don't know. I really don't know. Like if you're playing this for the first time, which... Playing GTA 5 for the first time, if you're one of those people, then you're gonna have a blast. If you never played it, it's a good game, but the upgrades here are just weak. And honestly, I don't know. I'm not gonna be returning to the game anytime soon just because of this. That's pretty much it, and I'm just gonna continue playing on PC, so that's like, yeah. And also, you cannot actually migrate from PC to PlayStation 4. Even people who migrated from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5, there was a bug and they currently deleted the characters from PlayStation 4. So you cannot play there, you have to go to PlayStation 5. But you also cannot play with the people on PlayStation 4. Yeah, this is Rockstar. This is Rockstar. Still peer-to-peer servers, still the same, still no changes when it comes to all of this, and the improvement when it comes to the online experience could have been much better just if they got from that bare minimum and did more. Just that. It would save time until GTA 6 comes out. I mean, people are still gonna buy this, but at the same time, for me, it's not that big of an upgrade, and it shows why Rockstar wasn't pushing heavy marketing before this was released. You didn't see any special trailers, nothing. This was just, hey, we released, and that's about it. So, I don't know. I'm just hoping for the future of GTA 6, and I'm hoping that everything is gonna be alright with that game. And that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, click that like and subscribe button for more, and also check us out on Twitter and Discord. But yeah, tell me down below, what do you think about all of this? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Just tell me your thoughts down below. And also huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters. This is LKM signing out. Stay classy everyone, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.